Good morning to all of you.
Good morning.
Am I
Morning.
audible?
Good morning.
Am I audible?
Yes, you
Yes,
are.
yes, you are audible.
Yes, you are.
Okay. I could see. Good morning to all of you once again, and I'm extremely sorry because I was running into some technical details. Before we get into the details of TESL program, I think quite a lot of known faces are also there. I could see some names. And also, before I go into details, I would like to warmly welcome this fine piece of gentleman who is behind this story, Dr. Vijayaratna, the Director General of Sri Lanka Foundation Institution, the man who is a decision maker, I would say a man who makes decisions. And, also, I wonder whether Dr. Vijayanta is also around. I
Yes,
can't see him.
Yes, he's there.
Is there? Okay.
Yeah.
Good morning to both of these fine piece of gentlemen before I go forward. And yeah, good morning, Doctor. And also, I think our public relation officer, Mr. Uday, is there. I think my staff member, Ajit, there are some people who are kind of involved with the program. So before I get into details, let me explain. I think this is a long-standing program which we were like not able to commence actually. Students are waiting and waiting and waiting, but now it has come into a state where we need to start and run this program. Okay, so before I get into the details of the program and what we are trying to do, I would like to warmly welcome Dr. Vijayaratna to introduce, now this program is channeled through Sri Lanka Foundation Institution. Sri Lanka Foundation Institution is a state-owned government institution. So this program is channeled through them. So the Sri Lanka Foundation Institution is chaired by one Ms. Champika, a senior lawyer appointed by His Excellency President, and therefore a governing board. And the institution is established with the Parliament Act, which is known as Padanama. It's located in Colombo 7. So this institution is an autonomous institution who autonomous the Parliament the Act, the Legislation Act allows the institution to behave autonomously in terms of awarding qualification. They have their own set of board of studies, governing structure, and academics. So LUC has joined hands with the fine institution to run certain postgraduate level programs. I would say we are running one or two undergraduate programs as well, but mostly our focus is on masters and PhD level because certain standards and quality has to be maintained in this type of level. Right. So we are more concerned about the education faculty area, education department, actually, early childhood, Bachelor of Early Childhood, Bachelor of Psychology, Masters in Education, TESL, teaching second English, teaching English as a second language, and education PhDs, English, engineering, and so on and so forth, like so many. So we have joined hands with the institution to implement the right word, I would say, to implement these programs through the institution. So having been said all these stories, I think the best person to explain this phenomena is Dr. Vijayaratna. He would give a kind of a brief introduction to the institution. I'm not sure whether Dr. Vijayanta will do it or what? Dr. Vijayaratna, I'm not sure, but I will hand it over to Dr. Vijayaratna. So let him decide who will do. Is it the academic head or is it the director general? Let me hand it over to Dr. Vijayaratna. Over to you, Doctor.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Roshan. Dr. Vijayant also will explain about the program while you are discussing and explaining.
Okay.
Good morning, everybody. Mr. Roshan De Lima, Country Director of Lincoln University of Malaysia. Dr. Vijayanta, Director Academic and Program Coordinator of Sri Lanka Foundation. Mr. Uday Bandara, Public Relation Officer, Sri Lanka Foundation and Lincoln University. And lecturers and my dear friends. Today, I think you are being with us to lead your academic endeavor to get a academic qualification through the Sri Lanka Foundation and Lincoln University. I warmly welcome all of you again. Those who trust Sri Lanka Foundation and Lincoln University. Some of you may aware about Sri Lanka Foundation. Some of may not aware. Anyway, I would like to explain what is Sri Lanka Foundation. Mr. Roshan also explained something about the foundation. We are running under the Ministry of Mass Media. It has a 5 decades history conducting so many academic programs. Now we are conducting so many certificate courses, higher national diploma courses up to now, various streams. Anyhow, recently we were able to sign an MOU with the Lincoln University of Malaysia to enhance our academic programs further. Now we are happily to announce that we are conducting PhD programs, degree programs, HND programs, and certificate programs also combining with the Lincoln University. Today, we are having another milestone to launch the master programs. The students, those who willing to get their academic qualification in trusted university. I think you will be able to achieve your academic targets and goals. We are willing to give our fullest support and educational background and those who need to achieve their targets. So I would like to welcome all of you on behalf of Chairman and the staff, Sri Lanka Foundation, those who are coming to us and trust Sri Lanka Foundation and Lincoln University. So I think this is the way where you are coming and when you need to achieve some academic career. So having said that, and wish you all the best and to get your academic career through the Sri Lanka Foundation and Lincoln University. More detail you will be able to get Mr. Roshan De Lima will explain about the academic program. And later on, our academic coordinator, Dr. Vijayanta, also will explain some extent about this program. Thank you, all of you. And over to you, Mr. Roshan. You can proceed.
Thank you, Dr. Vijayaratna, for that brief introduction on Sri Lanka Foundation. Right, let's get back to the subject. Subject in the sense like, I know there are a lot of known faces. I think some of the some of our students are there, very known. I could see some well-known names actually. Those who have pursued, those who have followed the bachelor's degrees with us, and some of the students have joined with their bachelor's degrees. So I think the entry criteria for this master's is bachelor's. So unlike some other institutions and state-owned and private institutions, I know in the field of education, they accept experience. I mean, they count experience as entry requirements for a master's degree. But in terms of Lincoln policy, the first degree is a must for a master's degree. And first degree and the master's degree is a must for PhDs, postgraduates. So this is the simple policy. So once again, I would like to welcome all these students on board who had joined, who had expressed their interest, who have expressed their interest to follow this program. And I'm not going to talk about anything about this university or this today's introduction program. So what I'm going to talk is, I'm going to briefly explain you how we are going to run this program. Because I'm sure that most of you who have been with us and who are followed the first degree is always, it's the most, I would say, if you take the whole life, A-level is a kind of a barrier in our life, advanced level. That is one sort of barrier. But then the second real challenge is the first degree. Because first degree is a degree which takes time, 3 to 4 years. So there are a lot of assessments, so many assessments. I'm sure that all of you would have written enough exams, enough assessments. I know that some of you are really mad when you call about assessments, written exams, and also these, presentations for micro teaching, developing portfolios. All these, like these are really hard. Hard in the sense like painful. I would say it's a rigorous process. One after the other. You complete one subject, you get another subject. In bachelor's degree, you get about, I don't know how many subjects. It's about 20 or 30. I don't know. So I would say it's a painful, rigorous process. Right? First degree. I'm talking about the first degree. But once you come to the master's level, postgraduate, it's a completely different ball game. Completely different ball game. You know what I mean by completely different ball game? Because here you learn few subjects, about 10 subjects, 8 or 10 subjects. And most of these subjects, you tend to drill. You drill the subject. At this level, the university will not expect you to, remember things by heart. They will not expect you to reproduce, replicate something, what you have learned. Notes, very, very commonly used word is notes, PowerPoint presentations used by lecturers. No. At this level, they would expect you to be creative. At this level, they would expect you to, produce some new knowledge, establish certain standards for quality. Now, this is what we expect at this level. That is number one. So, therefore, this painful assessment process may not continue. And also, I must tell you, at master's level, the programs are structured, very much structured compared to the bachelor's degree. I would say it's completely a different scenario when it comes to the time frames and the structure, right? I think if you have spoken to your colleagues who are following postgraduate with us, I'm not talking about the state-owned institutions, state-owned universities. Those who are following program with Lincoln, they would have, if you would have spoken to some of your friends and colleagues, they would have explained you that how structured the master's program is. Everything is basically more or less done according to a time frame. No delays. So here also, once we start this program, there will not be any delays. We have scheduled this academic calendar to be completed in maximum 1.5 years. So therefore, with the research and publication and all, so therefore, I don't think that students have to panic, saying that when are we going to finish this? If I put a time frame, I'm given the rough academic calendar. I was just looking at the draft academic calendar prepared by the course coordinator. It's basically it's running up to December, January, or December to January, I would say roughly. Yeah, it's running up to 2000. It's assessments and all 23 February, right? So now we are almost the verge. We are almost like in the latter part of 2021. Almost we are seeing through it, but we have about a couple of months left. But there are about 2 weeks of holidays or 1 week holiday in December. Likewise, we have couple of weeks of holidays in April. Likewise, there are some holidays that I have seen. But still, they have planned it in 14 months. They have planned it in 14 months to be completed with all these holidays and all, right? So roughly around 45 credits, in my opinion, 45 or 43 credits for master's degree. MA-TESL, Master of Arts, specializing in English teaching as second language. Okay. Now, sometimes students call me, now I don't tend to talk to them very much, but they call me very often, time to time. And some of these students, they want to see, are we to follow Masters in Education program, or are we to follow Masters in TESL program, Education program or TESL program? So this is a subjective question. Many teachers ask me this question, but this is a very subjective question for me. Why I call it subjective? Because MA-TESL is a Master of Education or MA-TESL. Both these programs are master's level program, postgraduate level program. But why I call this subjective is because it depends on the person's career goals. It depends on the person's career goals. You know what I mean by career goals? I ask the first question from the person. In return, I ask this question. What are you planning to do? right? Because in order for me, in order to explain this to you, I need to know what are your goals? What are your career goals? Right? If someone is planning to sort of, advance their career locally or internationally as an academic person, or else as a person who would like to specialize in what they know. Say, for an example, I'm being a teacher. I'm being a teacher of English for the last 10 years or 15 years. So being a teacher for 15 years, opportunities can come. Like, see, for an example, being in the system, being in the natural system, you can naturally be an administrator in the system, becoming a principal and then becoming administrative officer, being a director or something like that. For that, some people say that, Bachelor of Master of Education would be a fairly good qualification, Master of Education, because it has bits and pieces of all, bits and pieces of all. If I say like that, it's like you get theories from there and here, from, all ends you get theories being taught. Theories are taught from all ends. That is one that may help you with your administrative roles. But the other program, if you take Master of Arts, specializing in TESL, this degree will help you to master what you've been doing. Simple as that. Master what you've been doing. So if you were teaching at different levels, primary, secondary, undergraduate level, diploma level. To teach at a undergraduate level, master's minimum is a must. If you want to teach English, or if you want to teach or be at ELTU, English Teaching and Learning Units, there are units in universities. In any education establishment, there are ELTU units. If you want to be a member of one of these units in administration or as a lecturer, as a resource person, TESL is the qualification you need. If you think that you want to get into be a principal and an administrator, so on and so forth, MAT is okay. I would not see any problem. So this is my explanation. This is my explanation. But also I would always add something into this story. I would always tell the students, if you are planning to go overseas by any chance, if you have any career goals of going out of the country, if you want to, if you feel that at one point in my life, I need to migrate. Now, when these things come into picture, then I would tell them to do MA-TESL. The reason is, not like Sri Lanka. If you pick any foreign country, they will need subject-specific people, subject-specific knowledge people. Subject-specific knowledge in the sense, they will want to see that you are specialized in one area. If they want a lecturer for English, if they want a teacher for English, if they want a tutor for English, if they want a resource person for English, they will look for a person who has specialized this language. Teaching at master's level. Teaching at the master's level. English teaching at the master's level. So this is the challenge. Now, if you are going out of the country, yes, you need to take MA-TESL, because that will have roots to what you have been doing. Because you were a teacher of English, so you can discount this experience of yours, which will add real value to the master's degree. your experience would add value, so that both this whole value can be discounted at a higher rate. Otherwise, you tend to diversify your career from academia to administration, which you feel is, I'm not the person to decide. That has to be decided by the. So this is what I always explain. Today also I'm explaining the same set of stories. If you are to, be in the system, if you want to, advance your career in the system, in this framework, in Sri Lankan context, that's okay. You can do an MBA qualification, because that add value to your, these promotions, salary increments, etc. But MA TESL also would similarly add value, because that is also a master's degree in teaching English as a second language. But today, if you look out for, I saw about a couple of months ago or 2-3 months ago, National Institute of Education, NIE, had advertised to recruit lecturers, senior lecturers, instructors, but they were asking subject-specific degree qualification in master's level. Subject-specific degree level. I don't think they will find MA TESL people here in Sri Lanka, because not that people don't pursue MA TESL, they do. The people who do MA TESL, or people who get qualified, because before we started MA TESL, before I brought this here, Colombo University was running MA TESL. Then apparently these people who Open University also started MA TESL, some kind of MA TESL. And then Kalani also started some kind of MA TESL, right? But when I had a close look at the curriculums, some of these curriculums had, these ingredients of our curriculum. I don't know how it happened, but that's okay. People have to, map and benchmark and do things. That's all right. That's all right. So, because, teaching English as second language is something new to our country, because we were learning general English. In our degrees, if you say BA English, in our country, if you say BA English or BEd English, they were teaching English. But this culture I inculcate, I in fact initiated this about 6-7 years ago, when I brought BEd TESL. BEd TESL. Right now, I think we have completed about 9 or 10 batches now, bachelor's degree. Right. These masters also the same. Colombo University were running MA TESL. There was a huge demand there. There's quite a lot of bottleneck, and a lot of students were getting rejected there, because they've had only a limited capacity. They take about 80 or 75 or 80 students at a stretch for intake. But those who had completed that MA TESL, because I also, when I was in charge of running this Bachelor of Education degree, BEd TESL, I was always looking for MA TESL qualification, which I couldn't find. Actually, to be honest with you, I couldn't find. We had MA English and all masters people, those who are taking classes at you. Their qualification, if you look, they are specialized masters in English, but they haven't specialized masters how to teach English at master's level. Most of them, they have studied 1 or 2 subjects, not they're specialized. So I would say anyone who want a lecturer or a resource person at this level, it's quite desired to have this kind of people. Right? That I must add this, because this is my personal experience at an interview panel, or a person who was looking for people, hunting for people. Then I was looking around, what has happened to these people where the state university has been producing these MA TESL people? Where are they gone? Where have they gone? I was just looking to see. Most of them are occupied at certain universities, at ELTUs. They are fully packed with work. And some of these people, they have already fled out of the country. They are gone. They are gone. So this is where I couldn't find the required resources. So I thought at that point, we need to produce quite a lot of MA TESL people, because this English, talking about English, this is something like, we call it like unofficial global language. Unofficial global. You can't call it official, because except Britain and some other country, 1 or 2 countries in Western world, English is used as mother tongue, a native, and then many other countries in the world, second language or maybe the third language. Sometimes French and English, then English, all together. Now the Eastern world, Western world, of course, we had second or third language. Now the Eastern world. Looking at this Eastern world now, Hong Kong, China, part of China was recently, but they are also, in terms of almost the Chinese, not English has become the first language. Filipino, they are Philippine mother tongue, Filipino, but their education system is completely in English. If you step into Singapore, they might have a different language, but English seems to be all over the place. If you go to any sort of government institution, it's functioning in English. If you jump into Malaysia, Malay might be the first language, but most of the universities, almost 100% of the universities, schools, they are using English as first language. Now, the real challenge is Japan and China. They are recruiting English teachers. They are recruiting people from India and the subcontinent, because they have started teaching English to their undergrad students. Because Chinese people have realized now they are matured in their country, they need to get out of their country and come and do things in other part of the world. So do Japan. Japan has started the same way. There's a huge demand now in Japan. Our students, it's a very good opportunity. Attractive salaries, quite a lot of attractive salaries. I mean, the salaries are really, really attractive in Japan and all for an academia who can teach masters English. So likewise, even I was thinking only, these are the places where you find English is required. No, Canada, US, all over. So this demand in recent time for this master's level in English, teaching at master's level, has increased. If you just look at the statistics. If you look at the world population, it's about 8 billion, I would say 8 billion, where more than 10,000 languages are used in the world, I think, more than 10,000. But if you just pitch English, it is somewhere the first 5 languages spoke. First 5 languages spoke around. And also about, I would say about 2 billion, 1.5 to 2 billion people in the world who use English. And also, as second, third, and fourth language, if you take, wherever you go in the world, if you know English, English is taught. English is taught, and now this is increasing, not because of anything else, because in any part of the world, this language has become the second or third or fourth language. And most of the people adapting this language in some of the countries, because it's easy for administration, easy for education. Why? You pick a foreign curricula, implement it. It's in English. You don't have to build it from the scratch. Like it will happen like our country, like we are jack of all trades and master of none, because we don't have real research to implement a curricula. That has happened to us. So I don't have to explain this, because you all are well aware of what you are getting into, and you are well aware of your, benefits and all this, right? So I would not, run into those details. I was just trying to highlight some of these areas. You feel that our qualification is recognized by WES Canada, West Canada Masters, and NARIC UK, and also ASEX US Australia. So shouldn't be a problem that those who complete the program should get clearance from this institution. Shouldn't be a problem end of the day. So because nowadays I see we run 40 odd programs from Lincoln. I been this country director in administrative position. I know most of these students, when I sit for a couple of days ago, I sat for an inauguration at American College. Early childhood, bachelor's degree, school leavers, right? Basically, they were students from London O levels. They were just doing the university foundation. It's a foundation program, arts foundation program. They just want to do bachelor's degree. So all these students were asking. They were like, usually the traditional norm in our country to ask, is it university grant commission approved degree or university? Now these students were asking about. I got about 5 or 6 queries, chat box. Sir, can we get West clearance? WES Canada clearance. You won't believe there are about 40 students, 40 or 42. I was just looking at the count. 6 queries were raised up, 6 queries were tabled. All 6 queries, about 4 queries about WES Canada, and 1 about NARIC, and 1 about Australian and some other what do you call these Schengen clearance. I'm not sure. I wasn't sure about the Schengen clearance, but other clearance were there, because the Schengen means you get the other set of countries like Germany, Italy, France. And so I was telling, don't worry if it is a master's degree. No, if it is it's cleared by WS Canada, so you can quote the same, because if US and Canada and that region is clearing you, then basically they will also clear, because they expect a much higher level. NARIC and all, they expect a much higher level. So if they can clear, then you are clear. So that's what I was telling you. So usually what students ask is about, now they are not bothered about single UGC එකක් තියෙනවද නැද්ද කියලාවත් ළමයින්ට they are not bothered. Because all of these people want to get out of the country. I don't know, for some reason they want to get out of the country. So this is the challenge that we have. So I would not talk further. I was just trying to share you some experience that I had about a couple of days ago. Because how this paradigm has shifted, that is what I was wondering, how this paradigm has shifted. Then talking about your program, I think they have structured this program to be completed in 3 small semesters, 4 subjects for each semester. Coursework to be completed in 1 year, roughly, I think. And then you have a publication to do, article publication. An article publication. Now, I'll talk about this about few minutes. What is this article publication? Now, we expect all our master's level students and PhD level students to do publication in good journals. Good journals. Scopus Index journals. Or Francis, Scopus is the best. Yeah, Scopus you find. Scopus Index journals. That we will educate you time to time. Don't worry. We have international seminars on this, conferences. So we will attach you to those conferences and seminars. We'll coordinate. We'll do all these things. So this publication, article publication, is very important. Scopus Index journal. There is an index called Scopus. Scopus Index is considered to be, one of those standard journals. Where you get a lot of journals everywhere in the world nowadays, because it has also become a business. But Scopus Index journal is something that the standards are in, and also repute. It's all accepted anywhere in the world. Scopus Index. So we expect our students to do a publication in a Scopus Index journal. When I say Scopus Index journal, some of you who are aware of Scopus Index journals, you must be thinking, oh, to publish an article in a Scopus Index journal, it's going to cost us a hell. $500, $300, $200 for an article. My dear students, no. My dear friends, no. There are journals where they accept free articles, where they, it all depends on what you want to do. You know, it all depends on your career goals. Now, say for an example, if you are planning to, as I said, if you are planning to migrate to Canada or Australia or whatever, I don't know, to say Canada or US, that part of the world, then there are journals published in that part of the world. So having a publication in that sort of a, that part of the world would really, really, really add value. When you have been interviewed for a job, there is nothing that no one can talk about it. It doesn't matter, even if you can do a Scopus index in India or whatever, it's all right, but it has to be a Scopus index journal, right? If you look at a US journal or a UK based journal or a Canadian journal or a journal from that nature, it's going to be a little expensive, $300 or $400 maybe. But it all depends on what you want to do. But we can, if you write through the university with our recommendation, they give discounts also. Sometimes $1.50, sometimes you get about $100 or $50. Good journals, huh? Good in the sense the journals who are journals that are publishing the journals in this Western world. Western world journals are a little expensive, but not expensive as but these middleman codes. Now this has become a business. So there are institutions and companies where they act as intending agents, or we call it middleman in layman language. You know what they do? They just try to help you with little small things like formatting and all this, and they charge about $200. Journal is $200. They charge about $200. They are the $400, which you don't have to do because the journal itself, as a university, we time to time we organize international seminars where we educate students how to write journals. So you don't have to go behind anyone else. This support is not given by any, I would say, any local or foreign university operating in this country. I would bet on it. No one is guiding a student for a Scopus index journal. You just find out and let me know. ABC University is doing this for their students. Just find out and let me know. No, I don't think. We are doing it. We are doing it. Even we have given the opportunity for our undergrad students, those who want to do publication, please come forward. We'll help you. So this is something that very unique that we do. You may not find this anywhere else. They will ask you to write 80,000 or 60,000 theses and bind it up and put it in a drawer. That they will ask. But we want your work to be known to the entire world. Your work to be known to the entire world. You know the new way of letting other person know. You know, this resumes are all gone. The biodata is gone, expired. Resume is expired. You know, the new norm is what you create. You have the LinkedIn profile where you send the link, which has all the info of yours. They will get to know who you are. That is one way of doing it. During our time, how did it happen? You have to, do a CV or a resume or a biodata and, put all the information and say, what I would say it's but expired nowadays. Time to come, it's going to be, they would like to find you in Google, especially if you are an academic person in Google Scholar. They will just go into the Google Scholar, type your name. They want to see your name popping up. They aren't here. Then that is where they recognize who you are. Then they will have a casual chat with you, even a foreign interview, casual chat to see your attitude. That's all. They cleared complete 80% cleared, or 50% of your academia is cleared by looking at the Google. Who thought about 10 years ago or a decade ago whether people would look at Google and decide people, or looking at LinkedIn and decide? who you are. Now it has boiled down to that. We can't help. The world is rotating. World is changing. Things are changing. We are changing. We have to change. We have to change. Adaptation. You can't say, no, I'm not tech. I'm not tech. No, I don't know this tech crap and all. This techno crap is a headache for me. No, you can't say that. We have to comply with this. Now, this is going to be the future. You can't just simply say, oh no, I'm still hunting for the keys on the keyboard. I can't look at the screen for more than half an hour. It creates a headache for me. Those things we'll have to forget. Because nobody will expect you to sit and write on a piece of paper and send it across. No, that's what will happen. It's not going to happen. And also, before I can, so these are the things I just want to tell you at this inauguration. So 4 subjects segregated in each semester. I think 12 is segregated into 4 at each semester. And some of these subjects, they have some minor assessments, like, assignments, and you have small, tiny exams there and here. And that is just to see the theoretical aspect of knowledge. And the rest is research based, basically. It's, I think, very few, 1 or 2 exams are there. The entire program, 2 exams. And then you get all these assignments, presentations. It's skill development, actually, teaching skill development, and almost it's critical thinking and research based, finding something new. That is what is expected at this level. So you have to sit back and relax and do this. You can't rush, right? So this is what I have to tell you. So, but then you will be guided through a complete LMS, learning management system, whereas you will have everything in one place. Your classroom recording, everything is stored in one place. If you miss any lectures, it is stored. But we expect you to lively be there, because live classroom is something that you can't buy at this master's level. It's discussion based. It's not lecturing. It is discussion based. So don't miss those classes. But it's stored there. I know sophisticated LMS nowadays. They have all these blended modes integrated, and all your assignments, everything is channeled through that. No emails, nothing. Your payments, everything is channeled through that. So you may not get emails, but like while you're doing these bachelor's degree emails, telephone calls, SMSs. You just log into your portal, you get everything there, right? So these are the little differences that they will train you one day. They will train you to this portal, how to use the LMS. So you'll get used to these things, right? So those are the things that I had to tell from my side. I think they will send you the academic calendar and the timetable. We have a nice set of lecturers who we have lectures, and they will create a group and add all of you to a group, and then they will add the lecturers, and then we have carefully picked lecturers who can help with this program, because as I told you, it's very difficult to find people at this level who understand. But to take a master's level class, the minimum is having a PhD. It's a must. So we have carefully picked people with doctoral degrees who will help our students. That's our standard. So let's see together how we could go forward. So from my side, I can sign off, I think. Before I sign off, I think we have a couple of other messages to be delivered. One is, we would like to take few questions from you all from your end. Let's spend about 5 minutes time to take questions from you. Then I think we have some other, according to the agenda, we have some other things to do. So Miss Chetika would help you with the coordination work, technical level coordination, and coordinating with lecturers, allocating lecturers, lectures, and then fine tuning the timetable, altering the timetable, and all. Miss Chetika would help you with all this coordination work. And there will be another technical support team, IT, where you will be added that you can post your technical questions. If you have a problem with LMS and all, you can basically channel your query to that team, technical team. Usually they work round the clock, but don't post anything at night, 11 o'clock, and expect it to happen in about 10 minutes. Huh? We don't have a 24/7 academic technical support team like the telecommunication companies, but we have something like fairly, I would say, fairly good technical support team. So you can post those questions to the technical support. Ms. Chetika is there; she will help you with all these academia queries. And Dr. Vijayant is there if you have any if you have any real program level issue. And also you can get in touch with me. I'm sure that some of you are known to me in person. I think we have given all what we have. It is with you all to, we'll guide you. We'll basically take you there. So it's up to you to achieve it. We can show you the road. We can give you the Google Maps. We can guide you. We can show you the path. We can do all. We can help. But ultimately, you are the person who has to do it. So that is what I have to tell from my side. That's what I was telling this from the inception itself. It was very structured because you have people attending to different queries. Right. Any questions, please, that from your end? Anyone who wants to? Please feel free. You can put it on the chat box. There are some known faces. I think it's Himashi. I can see you.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. I was expecting some questions from you.
Actually, sir, we are really happy to join you, Lincoln, again. We know that you will doing a good job, and this time also we will be able to enhance the knowledge on Master of TESL. So I have only one question, sir. Are we not going to supposed to do a thesis this time along with the?
Yeah, there is a thesis, but mostly the thesis, we expect the thesis to be published.
All right. Okay, sir.
So the thesis is not something that like an undergrad thesis.
Yeah.
We expect the students to add something new value.
Right.
So that could be published, because
Right.
nowadays, if you don't publish an article out of the
Yeah.
research what you have done, there is no point of doing that. It's going to just rot in a cabinet somewhere else.
Right, sir. Thank
It's
you.
waste of time. So we expect the students to continuously work on this and publish this article. Not that bothered about the word count or anything like that, because the university
Right,
has
sir. That will
very
be
much
really-
flexibility. Yeah.
Right, sir.
Okay. So any other questions, please? Any other questions? I'm sure that, but once you start, you will realize that it's all structured. When we have seminars or when the health guidelines permit that, time to time there might be 1 or 2 lectures that physically seminars and all we conduct, then we will summon you to the institution. Like you can leisurely easily come to Colombo 7 at Sri Lanka Foundation. There you get ample parking and also no problems with all this. I know the hassles that you all so parking and all these problems are there, canteens, parking, and everything is available. So don't worry about that. Do we have lectures on Sundays and the duration, please? So what about the timetable? Is it only on Sundays? Okay, I think the best person to answer these, little technical timetables and all, it's Miss Chetika. Miss Chetika is doing a wonderful job with masters MEd students, masters Master of Education students. So she'll be helping she'll be helping you all like what she has been helping out with the other students. I think she had been she was not around because she had to go out for a doctor's appointment. I think she has come back. Ms. Chetika, are you there?
Yeah, yes, Roshan.
Okay. Okay,
Yes,
what you
I'm
can
there.
do.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you. Okay, the students are asking few questions. If you are not seeing, if it's not flashing on your screen, few questions that they would like to know
No, it
about
isn't.
the Sunday classes and how many hours of classes per day, and who would be taking classes and like things like that. Would you be able to just brief? I know what are the things like how it has been structured. You heard me, right? Let me check what happened with the connection. She's there. Miss Chetika, are you there? I could see you there, but we can't hear you. Miss Chetika, we can't hear you. I could see that you are talking, but we can't hear you. I think, I don't know. Wait, hold on. It's okay. Meanwhile, I'll try to
Can
answer some.
you hear me
Yeah,
now?
now we can hear. Now we can hear. That part, that part we heard. That part we heard.
Right. Now we have
You are breaking down.
kind of scheduled classes for Sundays. Classes will be
Now it's much better.
3-hour sessions. Well, I'm
3 hour
on my
sessions.
day,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
Before we start the classes. Yeah, before 2 3-hour sessions per week.
2 to 3 hour sessions per week on Sundays.
Yeah, 3-hour sessions. 2 3 on Sundays. 2 3-hour sessions per week. That's how we do it.
Okay. Yeah, I think that she's traveling, but yeah, that's all right. I should be able to explain this. 2 3-hour sessions per week. That means basically you will have 2 classes per week. Each classes will be 2 to 3 hours. It will be on Sundays. Am I right, Ms. Chetika? Yes. We have, yes, we'll be having lectures. Yes, lectures on Sundays, 2 to 3 hours
Yes.
per week. And with hand-picked lecturers from various universities. And sometimes we might employ few foreign faculties as well. Time to come. We'll see that.
Yes. With Dr.
Yes, yes, all are with post. I told because minimum is doctoral degree for a master's level student. So I have told
Yes.
that.
Okay.
Any other?
The best
Yeah.
panel.
Yeah. You will get probably the
Yes.
best panel around.
Yes.
No, weekdays
Yes.
we don't
And
post classes.
assessments will be done.
Yes.
No classes weekdays.
Weekdays
unless
will
it's
not
very
be,
essential.
yeah, unless it's very
Unless-
essential, there will be 1 or 2 class. Other than that, there is no class. Online, yes, for the time being, we have planned to go online.
No classes.
Yes, online.
Yeah. It's totally online.
Yeah, it's online. And if let's see if time permits and for presentations and for group work and all, let's see if the health guideline permits, let's have some physical things as well. But eventually the lectures will be online. Many happy, please tender if you have make. Okay, there was another question posted that saying that is this recognized in Japan? Well, usually the university is recognized around Japan also, but TESL in Japan is recognized. Usually, master's level qualification is recognized in Japan.
Yeah.
Ms. Chet,
All the lectures are online.
yeah, lectures are basically online. Assessments and group work or whatever the seminars will see can be physically done. Other than that, it's online. Ms. Chetika, what about the assessments? How
Yes.
does the assessments?
We have a Japanese, student. Can I type? Can you hear
Yes,
me?
yeah. If you can type, I can just voice it out.
I'll type. Yes, I'll type.
Okay.
I'll type.
Okay. Assessment, just a bit of an assessment, and about this Japanese query, something that it was popped out. No, Ms. Chetika, we don't have students from Japan. The students just wanted to know whether.
I have dropped in the chat box.
Yes, we don't have students from Japan. They just want to know whether the qualification is recognized in Japan or what. For that, which I have answered. I just want to know the assessments, like the,
It's in the chat
Is
box.
it-
I put it in the chat.
I did in the chat box.
Yes. I put it to everybody.
Is that so?
Yeah. Everybody should be able to see it.
No, I couldn't pinpoint. Okay. No. In the certificate, no. This Lincoln. There's another question from a student posted. Is it the certificate would say online? Oh my God, we don't have online programs because
No.
of pandemic. Only we are conducting this online because Lincoln is a more or less a traditional based university. Because of this pandemic, only we are running the program online because of the pandemic situation. Other than that, we don't have online. Lincoln is not an online university. It's a traditional, conventional university. Mode of conduct is conventional. In your certificate, no, it's not online. Yeah, there are mid continuous and formative assessments. In some other assessments are in terms of small written exams mode of thing, and some of these assessments are like assignment based assessments. I think. Need to check curriculums. All right. Some subjects will have a written exam and some subjects will not have a written exam. Written exam is also not about what you memorize and reproduce. It's about the conceptual ideas, It's completely different from bachelor's degree.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, now it's clear.
Am I audible now?
Now you are.
All right, okay. Right. It's like this. Yeah, it's like this. We have an assignment, a mid-exam and an exam as the assignment for them. Like, that is how the assessments would go. There will be summative assessments. More or less, we might have them online depending on the COVID situation, country health guidelines. Other than that, if not, if the country's health guidelines permits us, we'll be conducting the exams physically. Assignments, they would be getting it at the beginning of each subject. So throughout the course, they'll have time to do the assignment. And then mid-exams, once when they complete half of the course, like half of this module, and then the end. Okay. And this is like, for each semester, they will have these 3 types of for their assessment mode.
Okay, let me explain. I think your voice is breaking out.
We normally have it.
Your voice is breaking out.
Hope it's clear.
It's not clear. It's breaking out, but I will try to explain what I grasp.
Hope it's clear and I'm audible now.
No. It's breaking down, but let me explain. Semester wise, subject wise, there are assessments. With the health guidelines, if we can, come to certain understanding, we can have some assessments physically. If not, the assessments are channeled online, right? The assessments are channeled online under different, assessment criteria. So that way you will see how the assessments are carried out. There are assignments, research-based type assignments, not just copy-paste assignments. So you will do some work on those things, which will really add value. All these exercises will add value to your publication. There was a question posted in the chat box. There's a question. SLQF level, at what level is this qualification is pitched? Okay, definitely it's SLQF level 7. Level 7, definitely. But I might see because SLQF have not defined, they have said a research component. Masters with research is level 8. So you can also define this as level 8, because we do have a publication also. So the students have publication and coursework. So both put together, it can be considered as level 8 as well, in my opinion. However, the students who do this masters TESL, they are eligible to directly get into the PhD. They don't have to do any MPhil. They don't have to do any MPhil. Philosophy degree is not required. Philosophy masters is not required. They can directly go into PhD. So I think it can be considered as level 8 because it has a research component and the coursework both. So it's SLKVF above level 7. I think it should be level 8, because level 8 definition is coursework plus research, but you all have also publication. That means you all are somewhat step ahead than what is defined in SLQF. So, but let's say it's 8 time can say it. Any other questions? Ms. Chetika, when have you planned to start this program? Lectures, actually. We have officially started today, the lectures. I think she has she's on her way back, I think. She's joining over the phone. Yes, I have to also add something. I think Ms. Chetika will be sending you the timetable. I think probably from next week they are starting. I think. Probably from next week they are starting, according to my understanding. Probably from next week they will be starting. So let them send the timetable. There are 1 or 2 queries posted by students. Those who have first degrees other than English majoring, those who have done other bachelor's degrees. Those who have done other bachelor's degrees, they will give admission case by case by, through a small screening process to see whether you could comply with the standards set by the university. I think some of you have applied with your master's degree with different like masters in psychology, masters in early childhood, though you have bachelors in business administration, masters in business administration, and you want to do MA TESL, but still you are in academia. I think you are involved in teaching English at ELTU, regardless of your first degree you have been teaching and your experience in that context. Your experience is also taken to consideration. If you have a degree, case by case, Ms. Chetika will handle that. She will get in touch with you case by case for screening of admissions. Any other questions, please, before we wind up? Okay, lectures are scheduled to commence from 31st of this month. So lectures will commence from 31st. So you may get ready. Allocate some time. Before that, they will ask for some documentation and all. You may complete your registration and everything. Everything is set. Then 31st, they are starting the first lecture. Before that, they might have a session for some kind of an orientation for learning management system. Before that, they will have that session, and then you will be ready for lectures by 31st. So today, I think today the date is 16th. Today is 17th. So I think before 31st, they will have a session, an online session to for some kind of an orientation with the learning management system. Some of you wanted to know the dates, in fact. So 31st, we are starting lectures. They'll be sending you a timetable before that. And there'll be a orientation session, which we could think at least by next week. The orientation session to sort of to educate you on how the learning management system will work. So, and so everything is set. Then if you have any okay, high time. You nailed me. Huh? There were some students who wanted to know that we have completed our BA TESL, and when will we have our convocation? As soon as the health guidelines are permitted, we can have a convocation. But I think now the university has agreed to award certificates without convocation. Because we can't have physical convocations we never know, we had Delta, next time we might have canned also, maybe something like that. So it's unpredictable, really. Yeah, it's an unpredictable world. We are in an unpredictable world, but this will continue until 2023. So we have to be prepared until 2023. The strategies have to change. That is why we have brought everything into one umbrella and a full-fledged sophisticated learning management system for students. You know why we have done all these things. The university has invested, and all these stakeholders have invested, because at Lincoln also we have medical faculty. There are scientists who are involved in looking into this COVID situation, working with pharmaceutical companies to develop drugs and etc. According to them, what I hear from them when I talk to various scientists, professors, what they say is that, oh, Roshan, the COVID will not run away until 2023. That's how they voice it out. It will not run away until 2023. So to be prepared for until 2023, but they are working hard. Something might come, but not sure. Something might come next year, but to consolidate that, it will take at least 6 months. So whatever the vaccination and whatever the injections or whatever that we have taken is, you may not count on it completely 100%, but no one has, can give you an assurance that this will create immunity for you, which is quite foreign to answer that question. So this is some kind of protection, but best thing is prevention, because nobody has completely studied the whole behavior of the COVID-19 virus. It's not just a virus, it's a virus which is changing time to time. So answering that question, we'll be dispatching certificates for undergrads during the month of November and December, but hopefully that we could have some kind of event convocation next year. It all depends on how the environment behaves, if you see that if you relax, the toll is rising up 200, 300. If you relax, you can call it Delta variant or any other variant, but if you relax, it's rising up. And when you control it, it's coming down. So this is the nature of it. So we have to be really careful about it. And post-COVID, the post-COVID syndromes, the post-COVID symptoms are also like hard to tackle. Because proper immunity and systems are not yet available to tackle this situation. Okay, since there aren't any other questions regarding academia, I can hand over to Dr. Vijayanta, the program coordinator at, I'm sure he's around or what, Dr. Vijayanta. Let's see, Dr. Vijayaratna is there. Yeah, I'm there. Dr. Vijayanta, I think is enrolling with another program. All right. He's on lecture. He's at a lecture. Okay, yeah, great. Yeah. So I have just introduced these two fine piece of gentlemen, Dr. Vijayanta and Dr. Vijayaratna. Dr. Sure. Vijayaratna is the Director General of Sri Lanka Foundation, and Dr. Vijayanta is the program coordinator for Lincoln, appointed by Sri Lanka Foundation. So your post coordinator would be basically Ms. Chetika. So you'll be closely working with Ms. Chetika. And if you have any real problems about, any other policy decisions, you can talk to these other fine piece of gentlemen. So shall we conclude, Dr. Vijayaratna? Sure. I don't see that we have answered many questions. Mr. Udaya, apita meka wind up karana puluwan. Can we wind up this? Okay, Mr. Shamran. Address do we have any problems that? No. Address kotasak tiyinawada?
නෑ මිස්ටර් ප්‍රශ්නයක්
නෑනේ. එතකොට අපිට පුළුවන් ද අපිට කවද්ද මේ LMS වගේ ඔරියන්ටේෂන් එකක් කවද්ද දෙන්න පුළුවන්?
අපි ඉවනින් ටයිම් එකක් arrange කරන්න වීක් ඩේ එක. ඒතකොට හවස් වරුක 6ට 7ට වගේ පැය භාගයක් වගේ පැයක විතර සෙෂන් එකක්.
ඒක අපිට බැද්ද මේ සන්ඩේ දවසක පොඩ්ඩක් ක්ලාස් කරලා දෙන්න. අවසර.
පුළුවන්. ඒත් පුළුවන් ඉෂුව නැහැ.
Are you all okay with it? Next Sunday late
Next
evening
Sunday
around
evening.
6 to 7 වගේ?
Okay.
Is that all right with you all? A 1 hour orientation program, so it'll easy for you. Okay,
Next
let them
Sunday.
send next Sunday. Yeah. So the following Sunday we can start classes. The second. Next Sunday මං හිතන්නේ 24 හරි 25 හරි වගේ වෙන්නේ. Timetable එක බලන්න. 24th. Okay. 24th Sunday we'll have some kind of an orientation for training program on the LMS. We can schedule this late evening if you want. 6 to 7 නැත්නම් 7 to 8 හරි දාලා දෙන්න පුළුවන්. Technically how a technical team will handle it. They will help you. They will guide you. So with that knowledge, we can go to start classes next week, following week. That is on 31st. So complete your documentation before that. I think there are a little bit of a itchy part there, where some of these students who had with Lincoln who had completed their bachelor's degree, they haven't got their degree certificates yet. That's all right. You can consolidate on the program since you are completed and eligible for the convocation. I think your certificates will be dispatched by next month. You'll get during first week of December or end of November. You'll get. So that part is taken care of. Others, if you find it difficult to retrieve this information from the respective universities that you have studied, try to comply with some kind of evidence until you come up with your degree certificate and transcript. But to come up some kind of an evidence saying that you have completed a bachelor's degree. We are quite aware that in the state system they don't support. It's quite understood, but try to see whether you can do something sustainable that it's acceptable to Sri Lanka Foundation and the university. All right then. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
For patiently listening.
Sure.
And once again, I would like to thank all the stakeholders involved, particularly the chairperson, Ms. Champika. She come around. Usually she's around, but today I think she might be committed some work. She's quite passionate about education. They are all having a good understanding of education. Chairperson, Ms. Champika. She's a nice lady. She's always available there. You can meet her. If you're just going around, you can just go and have a chat with her. And then Dr. Vijayaratna is also always available on his chair. And Dr. Vijayanta is there. Always Mr. Uday is available online. You have spoken to him many times, and you can just text me also, because I might not be able to answer your queries, but when you call me, but if you just leave a WhatsApp message, definitely I will get back to you. Other than that, Ms. Chetika is available. She will create a group for you, WhatsApp group, and Ms. Chetika will add the lecturers, and she also will be there. So she'll be helping out with all these, coordination, assessment, and everything. She'll be helping. So stay safe, and hopefully you could continue with your work and complete this program on a scheduled basis. And go out there and make things happen. That's what I would say. Make things happen. So if you have just thought of dreams, let them come true. Finish it off. Masters is a good milestone. Once you complete the masters, then you get a passport for a doctoral degree anywhere in the world. So I always tell the students to complete a doctoral degree, master's degree in Sri Lanka, and master's degree here, because one, it's cost effective. The other is you are doing this in a comfortable zone, your comfort zones. You have a lot of cushion when you are doing it here, because most of the students who want to just go overseas to do a master's degree, I always tell them that, look, master's degree is a master's degree wherever you do. It doesn't make any, it doesn't add any value. Though if you have done it in US or Canada, Australia, it doesn't have a great value. Because once you do a publication and all, you are in par with the international standard. That's what we are trying to keep you there at the international level. So once you have done it, because even if you go and study at the most expensive universities like Monash, Australia, or some other expensive universities, Harvard or anyone, anywhere, they will still ask you to do a publication in a good journal and some coursework. And imagine the money that you have spent there is about 10 times much higher than what you are spending here. 10 times higher than you are spending. Believe me. You must be knowing all. But standardized wise, the same. Because time to come in future, people are not going to look at where you have got the degree. They're going to look at your work published online. That means basically publication, research, coursework, whatever is online available. That is what we are going to see. So whatever the money that you are investing will have a higher returns if you are doing it in Sri Lanka. And always I advise our students, do it, complete the masters here. Look out for opportunities for PhD overseas. That's my advice always. And also again, now recently also I found that if you can do a PhD also from here, then apply for a permanent residency if you're going overseas. Because that you can save quite a lot of money there. But people will not want people with bachelor's degree in their country. I have advised many times our undergraduate students, don't go with your bachelor's degree, but some of them, they were not interested in listening to the advice. But now they have realized after going there what a lot of money that they have spent and what they have achieved. I'm just telling you because not as a consultant who wants to just get some commission from foreign universities, because all these agents who want to set you up, they get a big amount of commission. So what I'm just trying to tell, because I just seen out, you have seen the world out. You have seen the world. We have been to all these countries. We know how things work. So that is what we are advising with all our experience. This is the best way forward. Okay, then I think, thank you very much. We have spent about more than 1.5 hours now to explain all this. So it's time to sign out. Dr. Vijayaratna, shall we sign out then?
Sure, fine. Thank you very much.
Doctor. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Mr. Prashant. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you, Dr. Vijayaratna. Thank you, Mr. Uday. Thank you, Ms. Chetika. And also, I wonder whether the lecturers are there. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, my dear friends, students. They're actually friends. At undergraduate level, they are students. And at postgraduate level, we are friends. Okay. Okay. That's how it works. That's how it works in any university. Undergraduate level, no, we don't know you. But at postgraduate level, yes, we are friends. We are trying to help. We are a team. We help you. So, wishing you all the luck. And I'm signing out. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you.
Stay safe. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.